Hi, welcome to another episode of Book Covers DIY. My name is Red, and today I'm going to be showing you how to design a book cover for my favorite genre, the psychological thriller. So let's go on over to canva.com. This is our free design software website where we have been designing all of our previous books. And I prefer this site to teach you over Photoshop because this one is very beginner friendly and Photoshop can be very complicated, especially if you've never used it before. If you don't have a Canva account, it's free to sign up. And once you are logged in, you will be directed to this home page. Now we are going to go up here to the search bar and it says, what will you design? I'm just going to type in book cover and enter. It'll take us over to the book cover templates page. Here's where you'll find, as of right now, 1,407 pre-made book templates. This is for fiction or nonfiction. You've got just about every kind of style. You can filter it out. Let's say you want only designs with watercolors. So you will click on watercolor. And it'll give you results with watercolors. You can see this background, these planets right here. You also have the option of selecting a theme. So right here, we can click view more. And let's see if they have, yes, they have a thriller. There's 74 results in the thriller theme. So let's see what we get here. This is kind of along the lines. We see this a lot in psychological thrillers. There's usually like a house or a cabin. Here's another one. If you notice at the bookstore or Walmart, Target book section, there's a lot of thrillers set in the woods. So here's one, Lost in the Woods, In the Dark Woods, Don't Go There. So these would all be great. You could, just select one of these, change up the title, the tagline, things like that, and you're good to go. But today I want to show you how to make one from scratch. So we are going to uncheck that and we're back up at the top. I'm going to click on create a blank book cover. And it's going to take us to our design studio. Here on the right is our canvas, and here on the left is our toolbox. We have templates, elements, uploads, text, photos, background, logos. Before we start designing, I want to show you what I'm kind of going for today. So I've already done a little bit of research, and I want to design something similar to The Girl on the Train. Now, this is the audiobook, but the paperback and the hardbound book, they both have this cover as well. It's from the point of view of someone on a train. You can see it's just kind of blurred, like the scenery passing by. Now, I didn't take inspiration from this one except for the font, but I want to do something more along the lines of the Girl on the Train movie. This was the movie poster, and it's the cover of the DVD and the Blu-ray. We have Emily Blunt here. I want to do something more along the lines of this, but I do kind of like this double font here. So see, it's perfectly fine for you to go onto Amazon or your bookstore and just get some inspiration from other books. So if you're at the bookstore and you see a book cover you like, snap a photo of it and just bring it home. And when you're designing your own cover, you can just take some elements from different books. So that's what we're going to do today. I kind of want this double font, and then I kind of want something along the lines of this, but not exactly. We're going to make it our own. You don't ever want to copy another book cover exactly, but just take elements and design your own style. Okay, so that's what we're going to be going after today. Let me go back to Canva. Okay, so now we need a photo. Now you have the option of going over to your toolbox, and Canva has some great photo options. We can always type in face. I do want a face. I guess I should type in woman. Let me see. Whoa, woman face. Okay, so here's a great half face. I want to go for like a half of a face. Now, so you'll have a lot of options here. As you can see, some of them have this little crown in the corner. That means that those are features with the Pro version, which I do have. When you sign up, you have access to everything without the crown. So all of these would be in the free version. This one as well. Then we scroll down here, free, free, free. And then here we have Pro, Pro, Pro. So if you want to filter those out and you don't want to have to be sifting through what's free and what's with the Pro version, you can come up here to the, these are the filter controls, and you can go under price and you can click on free and then apply filter. And so you can see now none of them have crowns. They are all free. Good news is that I have an affiliate link that I've put in the description box down below, and that will give you access to Canva Pro free for 30 days. So you will have access to everything, even those with a crown. So be sure and take advantage of that. So like I said, we can choose a photo from here, but I'm actually going to go over to pixabay.com, which is a free stock photo website. And as I explained on our second episode, the photos here are available for commercial use, royalty-free, and no attribution required. So that's why I prefer going to either Pixabay or another one is pexels.com. So let's start off with Pixabay and see what we can find in the way of a woman's face. So I'm just going to type in woman face, our results. Okay, I'm going to add a filter because as you can see right here, this is an illustration. So we only want photos. So let me come up here next to the search bar and it says images. We are going to go down and select photos. We don't want vector graphics or illustrations. We only want photos. So click on photos and now it's going to filter out. So you can see that that little drawing or illustration is gone now. Okay, so now let's find, I kind of want something like a sad face. This is a good one. Oh, okay, I really like this one here. She has kind of a mysterious look to her. Let's see what else we find. This one's a great one too with the eyes closed and it's actually already in half. This would be great because you could even just, put your title here. So I'm going to just go ahead and make it easy and come back up. And this is the one I want. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on free download and download it. If you're not logged in or a registered user, you have to go through this extra step. But if you're logged in, you usually don't have to. Okay, so it downloaded it down here for me. Let's go back to Canva. All right, now I'm going to show you how to get that photo onto your canvas. So come over to your toolbox and click on Uploads. And then we're going to click on Upload Media. And it should have downloaded to your downloads unless you specified a different location. So here it is. I'm just going to click on the image and open. Okay, it is uploading over here. You can see it's filling with water. Okay, once it has uploaded to your media library, just click on the image and it'll automatically deposit it over here on your canvas. So what we are going to do is we're going to begin stretching it. You can see the four corners have these little white dots. So let's just stretch it. Now you can stretch it as wide as the canvas if you like, but I'm actually going to put like a black box down here. If you notice, this side has more shadows and this side is like the light was coming from this direction. So you have a lot more light over here. And since this, I want this to be more like mysterious, I'm going to flip it. Now let me show you how to do that. So while you're on the photo, come up here to the left and it says flip. We're going to click on that and you have two options. You can flip it vertically or horizontally. I'm going to flip it horizontally. So now it has moved her face to the other side. And I really like the way her face is kind of half shaded here. It just adds to the mystery. So whenever you choose a photo, just even factor in the lighting and things like that, things that you normally wouldn't think of. Okay, so now just click off to the side and it'll place our photo. I'm not really liking the blue, so I'm going to show you how we can change that. So now let's click on the photo again and we're going to come up to edit image and you're going to get a whole new set of tools here. So let's go ahead and go to filters and let's see what we have under grayscale and street. And then let's scroll up to adjust, see all. And now we can make some other adjustments. So here is brightness. We can darken it or brighten it. I do want to brighten it a little bit, maybe just a 1. Contrast is going to darken everything that is black, maybe a 25 on that. Vignette, we do want to add a vignette around this. So let's see, vignette's you're gonna notice it gets darkened around the four corners, maybe around 50. Actually, let's do it about 40. And shadows, you can brighten it or see how I darken it. Maybe I'll put that at a -5, and then I don't want any kind of fade whatsoever. So far I think that's looking pretty great. If you decide you don't like the way you've adjusted it, you can always hit reset. But I'm pretty happy with that, so let's just go back out of it. Let's click on edit image and we'll be done with that. And then let's just click off to the side so we can get off of the photograph. Now we need to fill in this area and this area. So I'm going to make this really simple and easy today. We are going to go over to elements in our toolbox, and we have a lot of options here. This shows me things that I've recently used: lines and shapes, graphics, stickers, photos, videos, etc. We are going to the first category, lines and shapes, and click on see all. So you have lots of shapes here. We are just going to select the very first one, which is this square, and you can see it deposits it over here on our canvas. First thing we're going to do is I'm just going to stretch it out all the way to the edges and down and all the way up to meet the bottom of the face photograph. Okay, so now you can see it automatically just had it this teal or turquoise color. To change that, just come up to this little turquoise box. It says color, click on there. It's going to take you to your color palettes. One thing to note really quickly is anytime you upload a photo into Canva, it does this really cool thing. Right here it says photo colors. It will take that photo. Here's the original photo. Remember, the girl had a blue tint over her. And it will break down all the colors in the photo and create your own palette. So if you ever wanted to match it or match your, the font or the title to one of the colors, you can just come and select one of these. Here's the original color that the photograph was. And then here are the default colors, a wide variety of colors, or you can always go up and select your own color. You can use the slider to put it in the reds or the oranges. Slide it over to the purple, and you got all these different shades. Or you can use the dropper and match it with something you photographed, as we've done before. Now today I'm going to make it really simple, and we're just going to come over and select black right here from the default colors. There's our black box. Now let's click off to the side. Now there seems to be a little white line, so I'm just going to pull this up a little bit. I don't want to have any kind of, there we go. There was a little gap between the photo and the rectangle. Okay, now I want to do the same thing here. So I can either go and choose the shape again and start all over, or I can click on this rectangle, and right here it says duplicate. I click on that and it made a second one. We're just going to drag that one up here and then now adjust the size. So I'm going to bring it all the way up and all the way down to meet the other one. Now I want to show half her face only. Okay, one thing I don't like is this white of her shirt. I don't want to show that, so I'm going to click on the photo and I'm going to just slide her over slightly, and then I'm actually going to enlarge it and then slide her over again. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Now I want to add some red into this because if you remember, the original photo had these red tracks. I'm not going to put train tracks, but I do want to add some red. Okay, so let's go back out of lines and shapes, and we're still in elements. I'm going to type in, let's say, red line. Okay, so we have some red lines here. Again, if you are only using the free version, you can always filter that out to show only the free. Remember, if you take advantage of my affiliate link, you have that 30-day free trial and you can use everything. Okay, another thing you might want to filter out, or you definitely want to filter out, is if you notice this one right here is moving. Let's see if there's another one. Here we have this X that's animated. You don't want any animated results, so go back into your control filter and under animation, let's click on static and then apply. And so you can see now we don't have any animated results. Okay, so let's try and decide, what is this one? Let's click on it and see what it looks like. I guess it's some arrows. I'm going to leave that one there while we're deciding. Let's click on a few and just see. Here's one that's kind of a jagged line. That one kind of reminds me too much of a horror book, so let's get rid of that one. There's some lines here that we get, they're black, but we could change that. Let's see. While the squares around that one, go up to your color box and let's just choose a default red. That one looks pretty cool. I could see that one maybe going there. I really like that one. Okay, let's go back. Let's see what else we have. We have a zigzag one. Remember, those with the crown are pro version. Okay, there's quite a few here, but I think of these, I mean, we can always see what this one looks like with that darker red. You again come up here and let's choose this default red. Okay, I feel like this one looks either too much like hearts or too much like a man's tie. So you just click on the one you don't want, the little trash can. Below it is delete. Click on that. Okay, so now we have this one. So now we need to stretch it out. Okay, now you can see we have a gap right here. To fix that, just click on this bottom rectangle and drag it up till it's under the red line and click off to the side. So now let's go and add our title and author name. Okay, so we are going to go over to our toolbox and click on text. Here we can design our own by clicking on add a heading, but we can also scroll down and just see what they have in the way of pre-made titles or fonts. Again, if it has a crown, it's a feature of the pro version, and then those without the crown come with the free. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and just design our own. So come back up and click on add a heading. We actually need to come up with a title first, so I'm just backspacing, and let's see, the girl with no name. So we'll call this the girl with no name, or maybe nobody knows, she doesn't know who she is and no one else knows who she is. There's one thing that I need to show you how to do. I notice a lot of people will do this where they just put it all in the same font or the same size. I don't want to do that. I want it to be like this, where some of the words are small and some are large, like they're different sizes. So let's get rid of everything but the, and I actually want it all in all caps. Okay, so we're going to work with just the first. So let's go and find a font that we like. So while the box is around it, we're going to come up here to our font selections. Right now it is set at Open Sans Extra. That's just the default one. We're looking for a skinny one. Let's try this Roboto. I kind of like, oh, that's already looking very much like I want. I think that's probably what I'm going to go with. Let's just try a few more. Let's see. We want tall and skinny. That's pretty good too. There's this Hey Gotcha, Oswald. Okay, I think I'm just going to stick with that Roboto. I like that. Okay, this the is obviously going to be too big because we want that to be small. So just take the corner and we're going to drag it in some. Now while the toolbox is around it, you see you have your delete, and then here again is copy or duplicate. Let's click on duplicate, and now we have two. We are going to change this to say girl, and then we are going to make this one bigger. So you can just drag it out, or you can click here and choose a font size, or you can increase, decrease with the buttons. I'm going to click on the again and duplicate. Drag that down, change that to width, and make that smaller. And I'm going to click on girl and duplicate. I'm going to change this one to name, and then I'm going to put the no up here. Let me click back on width, space, no. So this will be together. Okay, I want to make girl bigger. Now, another thing Canva does is you can see, do you see these guidelines right here? This is showing you that they are evenly spaced. See, there's a 49 and a 49. It's showing you that you have even amount of space between the words. I'm going to actually make these smaller. Now, if I can't get this "the" to line up the way I want, so what I'm going to do is click on "the," and then I'm going to hold down Shift and click on "girl." So now you can see both are selected. You can come over here to position, and I want them both positioned to the left, and this will line them up. Okay, do you see that? The "the" moved over just slightly, so now it's in line with the "G." Okay, click off to the side, and now they're back to being separate boxes. Now that I have all of them lined up, I want to move all 4 of them up. And it's going to be a lot of trouble to move one and try to line them all up again. So if you click on each one, holding down the Shift, it'll put them in one box. So there's "the," I'm holding down Shift, and I clicked on "girl," still holding down Shift, click on "with no," and still holding down Shift, "name." Now it's one box. I can move it all up to where I want it. And this is right above the halfway. Do you see the purple guideline? It's showing me that this is right above the halfway point of the book cover. Place it, and then I'm going to click off to the side. So I think that looks pretty great like that. Or actually, we talked about putting double. Let me see if I still want to do that, because originally I did, but I'm liking the way it looks. So let's see how it would look if I did double lettering. Again, you would just click on one of the font or the text boxes and then click duplicate. And there it is right there. It's very simple. You can just move it and position it where you want. I think I'm actually not liking it now. I mean, I had it originally in my mind to do that, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not liking it. Let's click on subheading, and I'm just going to write Patty Jenkins. For this one, I want it on 2 lines. Okay, I don't want these aligned in the center. I want them, that looks pretty good, like that. Okay, there's a huge gap between the first name and last name. To change that, you can come up here to spacing. See the little arrow up and down? And you can do letter spacing, which is the distance between your letters, or line spacing. We want to adjust line spacing. See, it gets wider and then narrower. I think right about there, probably maybe that 1.12. I didn't even change the font, but I don't know, let's see, what is this font? This is Open Sans. We can use the same font as that Roboto. I kind of like that, to just have it. I know I usually change it up or usually have different fonts, but I kind of like this all kind of being the same. This is kind of a very simplistic book cover. So I'm lining up this J here with this red line. I don't like that I kind of want to make this girl a little bit bigger, so it's right up against the red line as well. See, we have the no against the red line, name, the E is against the red line, so I needed to make that bigger as well. Okay, that's looking so much better. Okay, now I'm going to come back to the girl's face, and I do want to, not the red. If you ever mess up like that, just come up here to undo, and it will place it back. Okay, I want to grab this picture. Now, it's not letting me because we placed this red crisscross over it. But let me show you how you can get to the photo. Come up here to position and click on backward. Then let's try it now. Let's see if I can grab the face. Nope, still not yet. Okay, so go to position again, click backward again, and again, and it's pushing it behind the face. Okay, so now we can grab the face. See, you have that long box, remember? Okay, I just kind of want to adjust the size again. I want it to be like right above her eyebrow, and I want to see more of this neck. Okay, so now we need to make our red lines reappear. So click on the photo, and now we want to push the photo backward. So click backward, And then now if you can't, once it goes gray, it means you can't click it again. But we should be able to grab that red box now. See, there's some red there. Okay, now we can click on that and bring the red forward, and that should be it. It's on top. So yeah, if you ever have trouble, just click on an image and then click the position to backward or forward until you can grab the one you need. Okay, so I think this looks pretty great. We've got our sad girl. We have our title. We have this red line, which it could be the intersection where she was in an accident. She doesn't know who she is. Nobody knows who she is. And we have our author name. Now we are going to duplicate the page. Okay, so now we have 2 finished. On our second page, make sure you're on page 2. Now we're going to make our changes. So right now I'm going to hold down Shift and just grab all of these and move the title down for right now. And let's see how we want to change this up. Maybe we can stretch this out. Okay, I want to grab this black rectangle, but I can't right now because this red is over it. So again, go to position and push it backward until it kind of disappears. Now you should be able to grab your black boxes. Okay, same thing. If we want to get the girl's face, we're probably going to have to push that one backward again. Okay, now we should be able to get her face and maybe move her over. Or we can even move it to this side. Let's see what happens if we enlarge this. I just grab the whole thing. Okay, every time I grab them all, I'm just using the Shift, holding down Shift. And see, you have your guidelines to show you that it's all lined up. Okay, now I want to grab our red lines again. Let me see where those are. In order to do that, I think we're going to have to push this back. So click on the face, push backwards. Okay, there's our red lines. We should be able to grab the red lines now and bring them forward. And maybe I'll just leave this. Okay, so here's another really cool option. And yeah, even though we have this red over her face, it's pretty cool, right? Okay, and then we just adjusted the name over the red. We can click on girl and then come up here to text color. Let's click on red. If you wanted to, we could change the name to red too. I don't know if that would be too much. Let's see. No, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm liking this one. I thought I liked this one, but now that we made the second version, I'm liking that one even more. And you see how quickly and easily we changed that? Like, it was just a matter of minutes. All we did is we switched her to the other side, enlarged the, I'm just going to call this intersection, and moved it down. We grabbed all of our text boxes till they were one and just enlarged the whole thing all together. And we really just barely moved this over. So you can see how easy it is to make a whole second version of your book cover. Oh wait, I just realized something. I know why that name was so familiar. This is the name of the director of Wonder Woman. Let's change this to Peggy. Yeah, I thought that it sounded familiar. Okay, Peggy Jenkins. Okay, that's the name of the author, Peggy Jenkins. Of our fake author, not Patty Jenkins, the director of Wonder Woman. Okay, so if you ever wanted to see them side by side, you click on grid view and there you can see them side by side. But yeah, I definitely prefer the second cover over the first now. Okay, to get out of it, just come back and close grid view and we're back to our design studio. Click in here and you can type, I'm just going to type girl with no name, book covers, because there's 2, and it saves it. You can come over here to file and there is save. It automatically saves for you. See, it says all changes saved. It saves it every so many seconds, but you can always click it yourself. And then to download it to your computer, come up here to the upper right and click on share. and you will go down to download. It suggests PDF standard, but for ebooks you will need JPEG. So here it says select pages. If you want to download both, you just leave it as is, all pages 2, which we have 2. If not, let's say I don't even want to bother with this first one and I'm like, oh, I already know, I only want the second one, that's the best one. I'm going to just click on 2, and so now it changed it to just page 2. But we're going to download both, so I'm going to click on all pages. All are checked now, and you click done and download. Now it is complete. Okay, so now it loaded them into a zip file. So you will go to your downloads and your computer. Okay, so here you'll see Girl with No Name, Book Covers, Zip. You just double click on the zip and it'll open them in a new folder. And you click on that folder, and there are your 2 book covers, version 1 and version 2, and we will place them side by side. Right, so you can use these to create a poll in Facebook or Instagram and have your followers, your readers vote for book cover 1 or book cover 2. It's a great way to get them, hyped up about your upcoming book release. So I hope you enjoyed today's psychological thriller book cover designs. I really did. This is my favorite genre, so it was a lot of fun creating these designs today. And you can see we took that inspiration from The Girl on the Train. We did not copy it exactly, but we did our own thing, which is what you should always strive for, is to take inspiration from other books, but to make it completely unique and your own. So if you like today's tutorial, be sure and subscribe, because I'll be adding a lot more book cover tutorials. And be sure and head on over to bookcoversdiy.com. This is my blog and website. And if you would like to support my channel, I am a member of Buy Me a Coffee. So if you like these free tutorials and like to show your thanks, I'd greatly appreciate it. Well, that's it for today. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for liking and commenting. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.